Okay, this video, this message is for Ed Boon, and you know, I know I was a little hard on you. I know I made a video that was really, critical, and you know, but the reason I made that video is because, as a player and a hardcore fan who's played the game since day one, I just was really pissed off. So, you know, I didn't mean to get on you, but it's tough love. Hey, we love Mortal Kombat. We just want you to do good. We don't know what your situation was at Midway, but that's already over with now. What I'm making this video for is to let you know, as a Mortal Kombat player and fan since day one, and the community of players, that there's certain things that we're looking for. And I really hope that, with the age of Twitter and everything else that's going on now, that you take the time to listen to some of these community people, what we want in the game. Now, I think that you would have did a great job if you would have just followed the format of Street Fighter. Street Fighter and Capcom never deviated from their gaming uh, engine, which was animated, other than Street Fighter EX or SX, which was which was a spinoff, which actually wasn't Street Fighter 3 or Street Fighter 4 or nothing like that. Whereas, when you made your games, you put the Mortal Kombat name on a game that I felt was a spinoff from what was the best selling Mortal Kombat of all time, and that was Mortal Kombat 2. You have to understand, back in the day, those machines were going for $5,000 a cabinet, and some arcades had 8, 9, 10, 12 of those lined up inside their arcade, and that was it. Mortal Kombat. If you went down to Wizards on Mound Road in Detroit, there was nothing but Mortal Kombat machines in there. I mean, we used to make trips to go down to diversions and all over the country to play in tournaments. So, and I've actually stood next to you while you were testing. You had the VCR inside the Mortal Kombat 3. Actually, I went to diversions to see that game before it came out because I wanted to be, there was such tough competition in Detroit at the time. We wanted to get a head start, so we would come to Chicago to play the game. We'd come to, and then we actually, when Mortal Kombat 3 came out, and you guys had the first innovative um, online cable links with all the other arcades in the area, and that was pretty, and that was before its time. I mean, you guys try to do a lot of things, but what I wanted to stress the most is that if you just took Mortal Kombat 2 and improved on the engine, improved on the game, improved on the characters, and improved on the backgrounds, I thought that would have been just good enough. I mean, you could have lived forever off of that game. I mean, I even thought Mortal Kombat 3 with a run button was a spin-off. You could have spun that game off into something else. I mean, with a run button, you could have had Mortal Kombat with or without the run button. I mean, those were two great ideas, and I thought that was the end of it. After that, I don't think that the Mortal Kombat feel was there anymore. I mean, it was definitely gone in Mortal Kombat 4. It was over. But I want to go back to what, I think would make the best Mortal Kombat to, I think, see, what made this a great, great game was the fact that it was one of the oldest games of all time. You took Mortal Kombat characters and you gave them the ability of chess players. You know, each character had a set amount of moves, and you knew everybody's limitation of what they could do. So in this aspect, I mean, you had Melina, Jax, Kung Lao, and then you had everybody else. And I think what you could have done was, I mean, you could have gave a ground spark to Baraka. You could have gave a couple other things to Reptile. I mean, you could have brought the balance back up in the next version and added a couple more characters to throw off the power of Jax and Melina, and that would have been fine. I mean, to make their legs crooked and give them silver arms and their ground pound is gone. I mean, there's some special. There's just things that when a scientist makes it on accident, you can never ever have that same type of magic happen again. And you have certain characters that are at the top of the tier of the list. You leave those guys alone. All you do is you bring in other characters that people will move to that can challenge those characters. I mean, if you already got a set amount of characters like Johnny Cage and Liu Kang and Kung Lao and Jax and Melina, you don't touch them. You just improve on their looks. You give them, better aesthetics, and then you bring in other characters that can compete against those guys with better uh, abilities, and then it'll balance itself out from there. Um, And then the next thing, now that we're in the age of online gaming, I mean, you're going to have one chance. You're going to have one shot. You're going to have one shot to bring back Mortal Kombat. I mean, I think this is the end where the community is like, I mean, hey, we love you and everything as, what you've done for Mortal Kombat in the gaming industry, but this is it. This is your last chance. So what we're trying to tell you is that you need to look and listen and and just bring the game back. I even thought of a great title for you. You could call it Mortal Kombat Classic, and it'll bring us back to right before or right after Mortal Kombat 2, and just give us the 3D backgrounds, like make them look like Killzone 2, Gears of War. Go talk to the guys at Infinity Ward. Go talk to some of those other guys. I mean, they got a lot of great things going on. We just want a 2D fighting game. That's what we always loved about Mortal Kombat 2. That's what we want now. So I think it's important. Let me go back to what I was saying. Was that what people are looking for now and what the age of the industry is giving us that no other fighting game does online is that you need to have a pedestal for players. And this is what I mean by pedestal for players. You need to have a detailed leaderboard. So, how many wins does this person have with Liu Kang? What is her percentage with this character? You need to give specific, um, homage to the winners. They need to be put up on pedestals, not just a regular leaderboard, but a detailed leaderboard. And if you can get a better server, that even if you had a server for Disney, so people won't lag, show them that you care. And the most important thing is the online play. You got to definitely. Nobody cares about the single player storyline. You need to put all your focus in the multiplayer. That's where the problem is. That's where most of these fighting games, they don't have it there. That's the wave of the future. If that wasn't the case, then Call of Duty 4 would not have sold the most games ever, 13 million online. 13 million to people to play online. They have 100,000 plus every day. Halo 3 has over 200,000 every day. I mean, just look, your door is wide open for you. You got the lineage. All you have to do, bring back Mortal Kombat 2, dress it up, make it look all fancy and special, sparkles and shit, and boom, you got a winner. And give us a great multiplayer and patch shit when it needs to be fixed. And there you go. You're off to the races again. And then you can spin off Mortal Kombat Classic. You can call it Mortal Kombat Classic 2. And then you can spin it off the other one with the run button. And then come out with a prestige joystick with a baseball bat, not some fucking Japanese ball. Specific Mortal Kombat joystick with a baseball bat. That's hardcore. A good one. That's some junky ass shit. And that's it.